everybody. They haven't cut me off yet, so I'm back for another live round on a Saturday night. This is the final Saturday show until after the apocalypse that's falling on Earth. So we won't be doing any more Saturday shows until it starts to get a little chilly outside, and there's nothing better to do. So anyway, let me jump over here to the Skype thingy and hit this big button right here and call all these people on this call and see who answers first. Whoever answers first gets a big cookie. Maybe. Depends on if I feel like baking. Ring-a-dingy. Lance Musser, first to answer. Holy shit.
I'm sorry?
And there's Miss Kim.
Hey, man, what's up?
How you guys doing? Who else is going to pick up on the first call go around? There's David F. Town Bala added in. Right on. The JR wanted to add
What's
in.
up,
He's on the call.
What's up, David?
Vaughn should
Hey, what's
be.
up, Lance? What's up, Jim?
Oh, time no talk to. I'm glad to hear it. Sounds like you're feeling better.
Yeah.
A little bit more than I've been the past couple of weeks.
Welcome
Awesome.
back to the show, Mr. Dark Chocolate. The call went out, Vaughn. I'll add you in. I thought it was going out to everybody. Prepper Chicks is there. Oh my God, she answered the phone. She made the ride back to be on the show. Oh, she's still driving. Ooh, goddamn, that made dangerous.
I'll be careful.
Okay. And
I already saw a dead body in a body bag, so it's all good. It's a party now.
Yeah, well, right on, man. So, Mr. Vaughn West, it's ringing at your end if you are there. Yes, there is a show, Mr. Vaughn West. I thought you were in the original call, too, but we'll see what happens. So, David, it's been a couple of weeks since you've been on the show. How are you feeling? How's everything going? How many things do you have in your stack of stuff? Hey!
Oh, shit.
You guys better knock that.
I'm doing all right,
off.
man. You know, the past couple of weeks have been kind of rough. I went to the doctor yesterday at 8 in the morning, and, you know, they said that, you know, I'm doing good, but,
Get over there and lay down.
you know, I had some sobering news handed to me. You know, this nerve
Get over there and lay
damage that I've got from the cancer, it's, you know, is spreading. They said even if they can get rid of the cancer, they said I'm going to end up in a wheelchair because it's spreading to my legs and my feet, the nerve damage is, and my right foot's almost pretty much non-existent right now.
Oh my goodness!
And so, you know,
to hear that, David.
well, you know, the choice is this, and I cried in the doctor's office yesterday, and the deal is this, you know, it's a choice. The doctors are like, you know, here's your choice. You can either die of cancer at a young age and not be with your family, or you can be in a wheelchair and be with your family.
Right.
You know, so it's a, you know, it's a bad decision either way, but, you know, if I end up in a wheelchair, so be it. You know, it's, I don't know. You know, like I said, I'm a Christian and I believe in God and Jesus, and I say my prayers every night and I humble myself, and I believe you know, we go through everything as a human being for a reason, and I don't question God really why, even though I search for reasons every day why I'm going through this. You know, maybe I was an asshole in my past life and I'm paying my penance now in this life. Who knows? But the deal is I've come to terms with it all, and it is what it is. You know, I get up every morning and I go to bed every night. And so be it if I don't wake up tomorrow. We don't know. You know, that crazy things happen to people every single day. And so be it. You know, I've just come to terms with it. But, you know, I'm doing good other than that. My body's responding well to all the chemo I've had. They don't think I'm going to need any more for a while at least. And, but it's this damn nerve damage. They said it's just running like a wildfire through my body. Basically, my body is fighting itself right now, and they can't stop that. So they said, we're sorry. You know, we can fight the cancer with all we got, but we can't do nothing about this nerve damage that's spreading. And so it is what it is, you know.
I'm praying for you every day,
I'm glad
brother.
to hear that you're at peace, though. I mean, as much as you can be.
Yeah, I'm praying
No,
for you every day.
I'm
man.
at peace with it. It is what it is. I can't fight it. It's all in God's hands. God controls all of our destinies, I believe, and He's controlling mine right now. And He's not going to throw anything at me that isn't meant to be thrown at me.
Right.
And so, we find out our purpose in this world once we leave it. When we look back and we're sitting up high, looking down, you say, "Okay, that was the purpose of my life. That's why I went through what I went through."
Well, in the movie The Jerk, Steve Martin found his purpose in the back of a van at a carnival.
Yeah. Well,
I'm just throwing it out there, man. I mean, everybody finds their purpose wherever they find it, right?
No,
Your
I just
purpose
mean
is,
people sit and ponder, the reasoning of life and why a person goes through what they go through, and you don't understand. I believe there's a lot of things we're not humanly meant to understand until the time comes and we're on the other side, and you can look down at your life when you're sitting with the big guy, and he says, "This is why you went through what you went through. It made you either a better person, a worse person. You failed the test, you passed the test. You can move on to your next existence."
Yeah. Your purpose is upstairs. Your purpose is upstairs. You got a couple of kids that you're raising right now, and you're instilling your values in them, and you're teaching them how to be men, and that's your purpose. That's your purpose. That and being a good husband.
That's it, And I'll take a wheelchair over cancer any given day.
I agree. Yep. Well, because of your family, too.
Wheel your ass over to Colorado and start smoking copious amounts of marijuana and cure that cancer on your terms.
It'll be legalized here January 1st, but I don't know if I'm going to do it or not because I don't want the health department in my house whenever they feel like it.
Right.
Oh, I remember you talking about that one time.
They're like, "We'll let you smoke weed. We'll let you smoke weed, but you got to allow a health department official in your house with a 24-hour call whenever we feel like it."
They're probably just saying that to scare you. They'll have so many people.
They'll have
no reason to ever come to your house.
They're broke. They got no fucking money to try to send anybody anywhere. They can't even they can't even pay their own fucking salaries right now. They're broke. They're not going to have nobody beating on your fucking door.
Well, when we voted in this bill in North Dakota for medical
don't ever give up your gun.
For being able to smoke the weed itself. Well, the senators and bureaucrats and fucking assholes in this state rewrote it to their liking. Basically, we wrote it saying, "Oh, we'll let you do waxes, oils, patches, but we're not going to let you smoke the leaf." And then the people complained, and they came back and said, "All right, we'll let you smoke the leafy part, but only if a doctor says that you can't do the other stuff first."
Hey man, do the waxes. Fuck it. Get super high. What all you really want right now is cannabis oil. You want to you mix it in your fucking coffee. You put it on your salad when you're eating it. Whatever. That's what you want is the cannabis oil, dude. That's what's going to cure your cancer.
Let me tell you a story, Jimmy, that came out the other day here. They're raiding stores here in North Dakota, health stores that are selling cannabinoid. They're raiding them, and shutting them down.
That's the fucking feds, man. That's the feds in the states are all battling. They're trying to go through Colorado and shut everything down again, too. It's all because of Jeff Sessions and his stupid, uneducated ass.
Jimmy. You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, you just. But I'm a firm believer, and I've always said it. Lance can back me up. Since I've been on the radio, I've always said it to everybody: live your life the way you want to live your life. Ignore the man because the man ignores you.
I feel sorry for these shop owners, man, because they're like, well, it's only got this small percentage because they're not selling full cannabinoid stuff. And they're like, we were told we could do it. And they're like, well, too bad you can't. We're shutting you down.
Yeah, that's bullshit, man. And it's all going to get tied up in legal battles and shit. And they're going to run out of fucking money trying to keep their lawyer on the hook. And that's the state's going to win. It all, whatever. I'm telling you, dude, this whole fucking thing needs to collapse tomorrow. It needs to collapse tomorrow. I'm so goddamn sick of these holier-than-thou, baby-killing, Satanist-worshipping, whatever the pedophile, whatever the fuck you want to call them, corruption through the fucking roof. I'm tired of them telling me how to live my life.
Well, I pretty much told the doctor that the other day, man, and they know how I feel.
Vaughn, I've added you into the call 3 times, man. That call should be on the screen there. Did you make it? Yeah, you made it in. Right on, right on. Look we got 6 fucking people on the show tonight. Holy shnikes. What's up, JR? Even got the boy from across the pond.
Hello, Jimmy.
How's everything going over there? Hello, governor.
Hello.
How's that Yank over there? That's Jack.
Yeah, that Union Jack.
Yep.
All right. So
Good to see you, brother.
let's touch base with you for a little bit since we haven't heard from you either for a while.
No.
What's happening across the pond? What's going on with Theresa May, or what?
Well, at this present time, we are going through an election, and I am not aligned to any one party, so I cannot really say what's happening. But it is an election, and lo and behold, we've had another terrorist attack right in the middle of a referendum, you could say. We had one last year with the killing of Joe Cox. We've had one, as you know, last. We had one in Manchester a few days ago.
Yeah.
And I said to my father, it's always strange during a referendum or an election. We always have like a terrorist attack, which stops the election for 3 or 4 days, and
there's
then it carries on
people online that are picking that fucking thing apart, dude. I mean, they are picking it up. Well, I'm just throwing it out there, man. I'm not going to go one way or another. It's still too close for me to call. I'm going to give people a few weeks to look at this whole incident and look at the footage from it and see if it was real or what, if it was a staged event or whatever. But false flag.
I can't see it as Jimmy, personally, I cannot see it as a staged event because there was
something in the Caller, I think, in the Daily Caller, or no, it wasn't the Daily Caller. It was the Daily Mail. One of the rags over there across the sea. Okay. Yeah. They posted a picture of a girl that had died 4 years ago. Her ex-boyfriend beat her to death or something like that, and they posted her picture on the story for the Manchester thing as one of the missing. I didn't even know there was any missing people. I knew there was 19 dead and 50 wounded or something like that, but I had no idea there was missing people. But anyway, they put her picture up in this collage of other photos, and the parents got pissed and filed a lawsuit and shit. So that's just one nail in the coffin of this thing being a false flag event.
Well, it could be a false flag, but
or a hoax.
Listen,
a hoax, actually.
A hoax. Yeah, hoax. Yeah. But they're online. If you look online, a lot of people were posting false pictures of people missing, so they can get retweets and stuff like that on Twitter, which is a bit sick. But it was happening, and also, strangely enough, on a side note, there was a attack in Jakarta. Mm-hmm. Right.
In Indonesia. Now, and they're supposed to be connected or something. Yeah. Go ahead.
No. They're not connected, but this is interesting. On the 23rd, after the Manchester bombing, a lot of people were posting, pray for Jakarta. And a lot of people were posting back saying, why pray for Jakarta? There's been no bombing. We're all okay. Everything in Jakarta's fine.
Boom!
And then 12 hours later, or 24 hours later, two suicide bombers hit a police station in Jakarta. Then everybody was posting "Pray for Jakarta."
Oh, so let me go change my Facebook picture.
Is all this orchestrated, and the bots failed and posted 24 hours too early?
Mm-hmm. Whoops. That's exactly. There's been stories of Twitter accounts that were made after the fact or before the fact, and Facebook pages that were made before the fact, and GoFundMe accounts that were made before the fact, and blah, blah, blah. Those stories are out there almost every single time a big event like that happens. So it's nothing new. We've been talking about it for years and years and years. People are starting to wake up. More people are starting to wake up. They're seeing the corruption. They're seeing what's going on, and they're sick to death of it, just like the rest of us are. So, hallelujah.
Quick question.
I don't care.
Go ahead,
I don't care if it's a false flag. Or whatever. 22 people were killed in my country, and it shouldn't have happened. And it should never happen again. Okay?
What if it's a hoax?
Quick question.
What if it's not a hoax?
What if nobody died? What if it's a hoax? How do you know? You see any bodies? Did you see any bodies?
Well, we'll find out. We'll soon find
that's
out,
what I'm saying. I'm not making any decisions or anything. I'm not calling any heads or tails until I see further evidence. The evidence that I'm showing right now, the evidence that I've seen so far, it is a complete hoax.
Well, we'll have to wait and see.
So
it's a hoax in my country.
Go ahead, Vaughn.
Yeah. Okay. Does people in England, the young people, do they carry phones?
Yes, everybody carries a phone. In fact,
There's
Do they have cameras on their phones?
there's footage from
Lots of
inside
people.
the event as it was going on. You know, as the evacuation drill was going on, and there was a guy on the PA saying, "Everybody, slow down. There's no need to rush. Nothing's going on here. There's no problem." It's plain as day to hear it. So
I've seen one run reel of that event where some gal jumps over the guardrail to get out the exit.
Go to
All
Russian
those
vids,
people
man.
with phones, and there is no footage. Are you getting footage over there? Do you see it on your Twitter or on your Facebook or anything? I mean, nobody used their camera to take pictures. I mean, they take pictures of themselves all the time. Why in the world would they not take pictures of this? That's the amazing part for us Americans. We are
There's
conspiracy.
actually
minded
quite a bit of
people.
footage out there of it, Vaughn.
Pardon?
Yes,
There's actually
there
quite
is.
a bit of footage out there of it, of the event after the
And-
fact, after the explosion, you know.
And the actual explosion as well. Because I see
No,
that there was
there's absolutely no video footage of the actual explosion itself except for
There
one
is.
dash cam, and
There
it's
is.
the explosion
A
happens
dash cam
behind the
explosion.
building.
Yeah,
Yeah, it happens
the
behind the building. All you
explosion
see is a
from the dash
fucking
cam.
flash of light. That's not video footage of the explosion, brother. Sorry, that's not video footage.
well.
all you
yellow
hear, you
flash
see
and
a
bang.
tiny
To
little
me, says
flash
an
of light.
explosion.
You see a tiny little flash of light on the side of a building,
bang.
150 yards away, and you hear a thump. That's it. That's not footage of the explosion. Sorry.
Well, if it's inside a building, the building will contain the explosion, won't it? And contain the sound, so you won't hear the full bang. will you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, you can throw all your scenarios out at me that you
it's
can,
true.
and I'll throw them right back at you of mine. We'll wait
That's
and see.
fine, it's
We'll wait and
cool.
see how it pans out. You know, do you still believe 9/11?
What's that got to do with Manchester?
I'm asking if you still believe in 9/11. Do you believe it was a bunch of
I-
Saudis?
I believe 3,500 people were killed in 9/11.
That's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking you if you believe the story that the government's put out to you, that it was a bunch of guys from Saudi Arabia that flew a couple planes into the buildings and 3 buildings dropped when only 2 planes hit 2 buildings.
I believe nothing. I keep
Okay.
an open mind.
But you believe that 22 people were killed in Manchester a couple days ago.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, see. Okay. That's statism.
No, I believe an open mind. It's
You,
like
but
me asking
you don't
you,
have an open mind
hold on.
about it right now.
It's like me asking you, is the world flat or is it spherical?
It's flat.
Exactly.
Okay. I have proof that the earth is flat. You don't have any proof that 22 people died over there, man. You got
Don't
nothing.
need
You
to.
got nothing except what the news tells you.
Oh, stop being a monkey.
I'm not being a monkey. I'm presenting you with facts, man. That's all you got. You got nothing except for what the news told you. You got nothing.
I don't believe the news. I only trust my own
So,
intuition.
okay, where did you hear that 22 people died in Manchester at a fucking explosion at a concert? Where did you hear that?
From the Manchester police.
On what venue? Were you listening to a scanner? Did they call you personally? Did they reverse
On
911
their
your
Twitter
house?
account.
On their Twitter account. Okay. I'll give you that one. Where did you see the footage? Online?
What footage?
The footage of the explosion that you said you saw.
From Twitter.
Okay. You got your stuff online. Okay, I'll give you that one. That's a thumbs up for JR. Thumbs up, buddy.
Well, let me say one thing, JR. If it really happened, and if it did, it's tragic. But you know, you've got to, whoever you're going to be. Is that a prime minister that's getting voted on? Is that who it is? That lady that's running?
There's a so-called general election on the 8th of May, and 8th of June, and there are many candidates, but of course the mainstream Labour Party and the Conservative Party are in contention, of course, and so far we've had 7 years of the Conservative Party and austerity cuts. And the Conservative Party have decimated the security service. They've decimated our army, which could have protected our country a lot more than they could have done. And it's not only the security services that should be in control of this, but also the civilian police force, because it's grassroots protection that we need more than MI5 or MI6, because the grassroots protection talk with the people more than MI5 would or MI6. Then they can communicate with the higher security services. And also, it was reported that the Manchester attack, or the attacker, was reported to security services 3 or 4 times by civilians, and the security services did nothing about it.
So it's very important that you get this election done, correct?
It bloody well is, yes. And it's also good, not only for the country, but it's also good for our democracy. Now, don't laugh, Jimmy, but we do have a democracy. It's good for our democracy to show
you have a democracy at the discretion of the Queen.
Well, the Queen who I support. Like we keep going through the old thing, I support my Queen.
Well, we still don't want to see any of the English in a bad situation, and you do need your security. You do need what you need to keep you from being overwhelmed by foreign forces as far as people that shouldn't be there and creating havoc. I'm with you on that, so that's what I got to say. And well, let's just pray they go ahead with the election.
Hobo, hey, hang on a second. Hobo, yes. If you don't like what you're hearing on this show, why are you listening, man? Why I don't force you to come here, brother. You can call me a knob. You can tell me that I'm being a fucking, that I question everything. I do question everything, man. I don't bend other people's will or whatever they fucking say or what. I do my own investigation. I come up with my own thoughts. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll admit it when I'm wrong. So far, I haven't seen anything that tells me that I'm wrong on this. That's why I said I was going to give it a couple more weeks before I made a decision. I am leaning toward hoax. It's just as simple as that.
So, see, it's your decision, and I respect your thoughts and your opinion. That's it.
Right on.
That's good.
No, I was talking to Hobo. I wasn't talking to you, brother. I know you're his brother, but I'm just saying. I
understand that.
All right.
I understand that.
All right.
Okay.
Moving on now. Moving on.
No.
What do you mean? No. This is my show, brother. This is my show.
I know it's your show. Vaughan, it's important that this country goes through with the election, because it's important that this country shows whoever attacked this country that we have a democracy, and we can and we will show them.
I want to choose my overlords, please.
Shut up, Jimmy.
Can I please choose my overlords? Can you please not give me any shit until I choose my overlords?
Well, here's how I see it. When this country goes to hell, I may have to come to England. So I'm looking for a place to hang out.
Well, come here, mate. You'll be fully welcome. And Jimmy,
hell no, I would never go to England. They don't let you have a gun. No way.
No, but they have spotted dick. Which is way more important.
Right.
No, I got a big stick and a Harley. I got a big stick and a Harley. That counts, don't it?
There you go.
Hi, Lori.
It's got to be spotted.
Spotted.
Not just plain. It's got to be spotted.
If you have a spotted dick, you might go see the doctor.
Yeah, I did.
Right. Okay. Moving on now. Let's jump over to David's.
Quick. Scoot. Go on,
What?
Scoot,
What?
Be quiet.
Wait, I want to say hi to Lori.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, Lori.
Everybody say hi to everybody. Hi, chat room. Everybody in the chat room. George and Hobo and Spring and AK and everybody.
Hi, Dave.
I feel like I'm on the Waltons before it's bedtime.
Get off the John, boy. Oh, sorry.
Such a friendly group.
All right. Now that we got all the pleasantries out of the way, David, let's dive into your stack of stuff, man.
All right, the first thing let's talk about here is we're sending a third aircraft carrier toward North Korea. Was announced today. We're sending the Nimitz that way. It was supposed to go to the Middle East or the Persian Gulf, and instead we sent it the opposite way.
Don't we have a bunch of shit in the Persian Gulf already? And in the Black
What's that?
Sea? Don't we have a bunch of shit in the Persian Gulf and the Black Sea already?
We got one there. It was supposed to go to replace it.
Oh, okay.
And so we're extending the stay of the one in the Persian Gulf by a month right now. They said it could be longer. And so we're sending the Nimitz the opposite direction with its battle group. And it's the biggest one out of all the carriers that we've got off the North Korean coast right now. This will be the biggest one, bigger than the Vincent, bigger than the Reagan. It's one of the oldest nuclear carriers, but it's one of the biggest.
Right.
And so they're saying that this is going to coincide with a drill called Courageous Channel that's coming up next month in June. And that's going to be the drill where we're going to evacuate 230,000 Americans from South Korea.
Courageous
We're going to drill
Channel.
that.
Courageous Channel.
What's
They're
that?
going to take them from the Korean Peninsula down to Japan or something, right?
Yep. Fly them on planes to Japan.
And on boats.
And boats, and this is U.S. citizens, military families, et cetera, like that. And this is going to coincide with that. Now, they're saying, a lot of your big analysts that I follow saying that they've been watching, and they said that if we send a third carrier, that it's on. They said that this is no doubt now that this is going to happen. That basically, any deal we made with China over trade deals, China's basically turned around and said they didn't want to have anything to do with it. That China's gone as far as they can go with North Korea. Now, the question is, what will China do? Will they stand back and allow this to happen? Will they join in with us? Will they join in against us? No one's saying anything about that yet.
Oh, yeah. Everybody say hi to Al. Hi, Al. She's sitting over here.
But the deal is the third one's on its way. It's leaving on Thursday. They said it should be there within 2 weeks. Maybe sooner. It depends if they do drills along the way. But they said that we're going to have I don't know what the number was, of planes there now with this aircraft. And you're talking, we got planes in Japan, we got planes in South Korea, we got long-range bombers in Guam.
We got an armada.
Then this one, the deal with this, and this is the way I look at it, is whether this is propaganda with Trump and Russia and all this other horse shit with Trump and Russia. Trump wants to get out of this. And the way he can get out of this is just go to war with North. If he can take out Little Kim, he'll look like a hero to his millions of followers out there, and he'll change the headlines on CNN from Trump and Russia to Trump defeats Little Kim. This is in his favor now to start this war, to get the headlines off him, off Jared
Right.
Kushner, off Michael Flynn, off Pence, all this shit. And this is the scary part, is in my opinion, this is just my opinion, he'd be willing to sacrifice how many South Koreans and Japans if he got his name out of the headlines.
Right.
He would.
He's pissing off some people over at the G7, man.
Whether this is an attack from the left on him or whoever, I don't really give a fuck, because I don't like any politician. But the deal is this, is he's in some deep shit right now, and he needs to get out of it. And the way he can get out of it is to start this war. And so with this third carrier going is a big red flag, man. This is a big one. And like I said, it's going to be, with each battle group, there's 2 nuclear subs attached to it.
Right.
So, there's already at least 4 over there right now. There'll be 2 more coming with this one, which will make it 6.
Oh, and he told everybody where they were.
Ships that accompany these battle groups, which I was a part of. We went over toward that area when I was in the Navy and stuff, when the Enterprise was still active, and we were part of Westpac with the USS.
Hey, it's active, brother. It just came out of the shipyard last week after a 4-year overhaul. It's out there doing sea trials as we speak.
The Enterprise?
Well, it's
Enterprise.
It's not active then. It's still on sea trials.
Well, yeah, it's still on sea trials because it upgraded, however many years worth of technology. So it's out there right now. They had a big grand ceremony a couple weeks ago.
They said that Trump will have the option to send at least 2 more carriers there. On top of the Nimitz, he'll be able to send 2 more, making it 5. Now, I posted something in my group here that was very interesting.
5 in the Pacific?
5, all, heading for the North Korea Peninsula.
Jeez.
And so, I posted a real interesting story in my group that talks about how many carrier groups we had in wars that we start. And they, like this here, they said the war in Afghanistan was launched with 3 carrier strike groups. The second Iraq war was launched with 4 carrier strike groups. The first Iraq war was launched with 5 carrier strike groups. So they're saying that, this is a big red flag that we're going to the third, because they said we got enough firepower with the 3 carriers, what's in Japan, what's in South Korea, what's in Guam, to do this.
They don't have no bombs, though. We posted a story and talked about it several months ago that they dropped more bombs. I mean, they're dropping bombs quicker than they can produce them, man. Northrop Grumman.
Oh, yeah, I've read that story.
So, yeah, firepower? What? I think that we're a very, very pale horse, man. And
personally, what I believe, Jimmy, is that Trump isn't, could really give a fuck if he defeats Little Kim, as long as he gets his name out of the fucking
But it's not just going to be Kim,
headline.
dude. You know that this is going to kick everything off with China and Russia, brother. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Well, it also came out today that our intelligence agencies notified our senators Thursday that war with Pakistan and India is imminent.
See?
And so, you've got
making
that going on.
incursions
They're
into
saying
Syria,
that India is
around.
fixing to go in and clean house in Pakistan. They're sick of the line of control attacks. They're sick of the terrorists coming out of Pakistan attacking Indian soldiers. And they said India's just fixing to let loose, that they informed us that this was coming. And they're not saying when, they're saying very, very soon, if Pakistan don't stop these terrorists from coming across the line of control in India. So this is all coinciding with what's going on in North Korea, And Syria is still red hot. There isn't a lot. You don't hear a lot about that anymore, but that's still going on. But I look at Trump, and I look at this attack he's under, whether it's real, whether it's fake, whether it's from the left, and he needs to get his name out of the fucking headlines. I mean, they're picking off these people around him right and left now. And he's so concerned where he's starting a war room in the White House to deal with all this shit coming about him in Russia. They have to form a group. And so I'm sure they're telling him, Mattis, I'm sure H.R. McMaster, which is the NSA lead, telling him, dude, let's go for Little Kim, man. This will get your name out of the headlines for a while, if not for good, if the world is still around when the smoke clears. And he's going to do it. There's no doubt in my mind with this third battle group going, he's going to pull the trigger. I mean, they had the thing with the senators the other day with this one vice admiral or vice general, this black dude. I can't remember his name. I watched it live on CNN. And he's getting, grilled in the Senate about the different hot spots in the world: North Korea, Iran, Syria, Iraq, Afghanistan, all of them, Yemen. And they got to North Korea, and he says it is imminent. And whether he's saying this with fear purposes just to get a war going, who knows? I can't back up anything this dude says. He's got the bars on his shoulder, but he says that North Korea is going to have a nuke, that it is imminent, that they will be able to strike the mainland if we don't do something right now. He said we can't say when he's going to have this ICBM to hit us, but it is very imminent, and we will be. I mean, we're so concerned where we're launching this week coming up an ICBM off our coast in, I think, California.
That'll be
and
3.
We're launching it at a projectile pretending to be a North Korean ICBM. It's the first test we've run in a long, long time.
Rocket to rocket? Or
It's
intercept rocket? Oh, God.
Rocket to rocket. Our forces are going to launch a rocket from an island, from an atoll out in the Pacific, pretending to be a North Korean ICBM, and we're going to launch one back at it to see if we can destroy it.
And when it fails, and the other one comes crashing down on Los Angeles or something like that, what do we do then?
Hey, I have to ask everyone that's in the room, did anybody see that footage the other day ago where they had all the heads of states from different countries, and I don't know if he was just playing. It didn't seem like it, though.
Yeah,
President Trump kind of pushed this one prime minister out of the way. Lori, did you see that?
To get up to the front so he could be, yeah.
Actually,
then he
no,
grabs his
I've been on
jacket and pulls it all
adventures.
tight like he's the king of the fucking world.
Yeah.
So what were you going to say, Lori?
I said I haven't seen it yet.
Oh.
I'll be home. I'll be home in a couple hours. I've been on
okay.
adventures, so.
Oh, adventures.
Uh-huh.
Whee!
I like that. God, us women rock, don't we, Lori?
That's right.
We don't mess
Damn
around.
Skippy.
But one thing that's concerning is that Trump announced last week or the week before they were going to have a big rally for him in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. And after he got back from his international trip, well, it came out today. It says this: due to unforeseen change in President Trump's schedule, we will need to unfortunately postpone the previously scheduled rally in Cedar Rapids. Trump has never canceled the cheer session for himself.
Due to circumstances beyond our control, tomorrow has been canceled.
This is big coming from him to cancel because he's a narcissist and he loves the applause. He loves people, his base yelling his name. And for him to cancel this, something's going on. It's either he's really shook about this Russia stuff, or he's got something in plans with North Korea, or something. The deal is, though, it's very interesting because he's never done this before.
Yeah,
I think Trump's a bully. And he's being bullied, and he doesn't like it.
No, he's not a bully. He's an egomaniac.
Yeah,
He's too stupid to be a bully.
But still, I found that shocking when I saw that. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was, oh my goodness. A
narcissist don't cancel a rally for himself, especially someone like Trump, without something seriously going on behind the scenes.
In his own way, he is worse than Obama.
Well, I posted this story today in my group, Jim.
In his own way, he is. In his arrogance and the way he carries himself.
Be more arrogant than Obama.
Yeah, but I mean, you can just see the puppet in him. You couldn't really see the puppet in Obama. He was a very good puppet. He made things seem like it was all his doing and whatever with his orator speeches and what. But this cat here, man, this Trump cat, he's just a fucking joke.
I was so shocked by what I saw. I could not believe what I saw.
Go ahead, Lori.
I disagree. I think he's just a dumbass. I can't stand Obama. I understand the agenda on this, but sometimes the arrogant part, I think he's more just a dumbass. He's like a redneck hick.
He's got the personality of a seed tick.
He's an ass.
He does.
Yeah.
He does. And I don't necessarily think he knows any different because he's always been like that. So I don't know if he's, the narcissistic personality. I think he's just a dumbass. He has no class whatsoever.
And this is
voted for Trump, but I just never ever saw what I saw last night. That was just unbelievable. Or whenever that video happened, I'm not sure, but I guess
I thought you said you woke up 3 years ago. What the fuck are you doing voting?
No, of course I didn't wake up that much. I actually had hope. I told you that last Wednesday. I actually had hope that this was going to be different. I really did. I have a little learning to do.
You got a lot of learning to do, yeah.
I know.
But, listen to this. Something, is up with Trump's, and I hate to get into this because I try not to be a conspiracy theorist.
Go for it, man.
Something's up with Trump's health because listen to this. This came out today. It says the distance between Donald Trump and his G7 partners was spelled out dramatically today, talking about yesterday, when Theresa May and the leaders of Italy, France, Germany, Japan, and Canada strolled the streets of Taormina, Sicily, while Trump followed in a golf cart. This is, and they're talking about it.
Who was he rubbing elbows with, though? Who else was on that golf cart with him?
Just
Maybe
him.
He farted.
Really?
They said that he couldn't walk, and they said that. It says they walked the 700 yards from the traditional G7 group photo taken at Greek amphitheater to Pisa in the hilltop town, but Mr. Trump stayed behind until he could take a seat in the electric vehicle. So y'all can go to town with
and that. Hey, that's the group photo that they're always wearing the moon robes and stuff like that.
Yeah,
too.
the one you see
we haven't seen
everybody.
That group photo come out yet.
Right.
So it's interesting that he can't walk 700 fucking yards.
Well, I noticed something when
he never walks more than 50.
Accepting that jewel from that raghead. That another raghead come behind him and looked like he tapped him on the back of the head. He probably hit him with a dart or something. Who the hell knows?
Well, what's funny is when he was meeting with the prime minister, prime minister of Israel. I've got the video in my group. It's real. It's authentic. And they get done speaking. They're sitting there. All of a sudden, Trump just gets up and wanders away. He doesn't shake anyone's hands. He doesn't. The press is right there. They're taking pictures, and Netanyahu's just talking to his advisor and looking at Trump, putting his hands in there, going, "Where the fuck you going, looking dude. It looked like he just had dementia or something. His eyes were all glassed over, and he just kind of just wandered off like a little kid. And they had to grab Trump and say, "No, you go this way, dude. I've got the video in my group, and it's authentic. The dude has got something going on."
Well, I mean, maybe
so,
he
man.
just finally really got what was really going on. Maybe he really didn't know what was going on until recently, and it's mind-boggling.
He finally drank. He finally drank the right bottle of water. They've been trying to hand him for a fucking 100 days.
No, but I just think it's kind of hypocritical, and I hate Hillary Clinton. Don't get me wrong, but the way he wailed on her about her fucking health the whole time, and here's this sick fucker that can't even walk 700 yards.
He's what 70? He's 73 or something.
On there though, maybe he had a blister.
He's 73
or something. The other thing is he was supposed to give over in Saudi. He was supposed to give this big, huge, to all these Saudi youth, a big thing on Twitter. He was supposed to talk about the effects of Twitter to all these Saudi youth.
Yeah, because they're taking it away from his ass.
He canceled and said, "I can't do it," and he made his wife do it.
They're taking it away from him. They're revamping the White House and shit, and they're taking away the Twitter account or something like that. I don't know if it's Trump's or if it's the White House Twitter account. One of them's going away. So I saw that. I saw a blurb about that earlier
He's
today.
70 years old. You look
He's
at him, he looks like
or
a
something,
fucking orange fucking Oompa Loompa. And he's not all there. You look into his fucking eyes and you can tell. I do believe that there's an onset of dementia going on.
Well, we don't.
You look
know
at this
that
fucking
something
hippie
hasn't
ass
been
doctor
done to
he's
him
got.
either.
His doctor looks like a hippie from the fucking 60s. Oh, he's fine. He's fine. I'm like, dude, man, looks like you've done too much acid, man. I can't believe this dude's even a doctor.
I don't think we're going to know the truth about anything anytime soon.
Or
The only truth we're going to know is a war coming up, a very, very bloody fucking war for all sides involved with a huge body count. And that's what I see what's coming, you know.
See, and America's not used to having anything fought on their ground. If they turn this around and Shanghai back over here, it's just, oh, Jesus.
That's exactly what's going to happen. Is everybody on this panel living in a fucking dream world?
No.
I've fucking been saying this shit. You guys voted this fucking asshole win. That you know who these people are. What the fuck? You're going to get just what you deserve.
Go on.
It's all right, man. It's all right. Take a breath. You're among friends here, man.
The only way I can see it hitting the mainland America is if they play the Democrats against the Republicans, which can happen. Okay. So see, if they impeach Donald Trump, all the Trump supporters will come out and go against the Democrats and blah 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 blah. Okay.
They've been doing that since he got in.
Civil war.
They've been doing that since he got in, man. The Democrats have grabbed every fucking straw that they could get their knobs on, and tried to impeach this guy. You know, tried to find some kind of legalistic means of getting him out of office since he took the fucking oath. So
see, and the whole thing is just to keep everybody busy. There's so much more going on.
Right.
That's
all
just like a
shit.
football game where everybody knows the team players and they discuss the team players. You know?
Right. Are you wanting to add in, Lori?
Yes.
Yeah, there's about 50 to 60% of the fucking people in America never voted. You know why we don't vote? Because we don't believe in our government. We do not accept our fucking government. We do not believe in it.
Right.
60% of fucking Americans.
Sorry.
Voting, they're getting just what they get over there.
Hey, Lori, roll your window up.
Hey, Jimmy, do you hear that?
Who's else? Someone outside?
No, that's Lori. She's driving. She's got her window down, probably.
I thought.
Am I squeaking?
Was messed up.
Yes, you are.
You're not squeaking. We can hear the window going by at 60 miles an hour, though, or whatever.
My windows aren't down.
Oh, well, it was just...
It might be the beer cooler in the back that's squeaking.
What'd you say? I missed
Road
that.
trip.
What?
The beer cooler. The beer cooler in the back.
Oh, that's so funny.
The styrofoam squeaking on the leather seats.
You're so cute.
All right. Moving on. I don't want to talk about the trumpet anymore.
Me either.
No, but I do believe he's going to start this war to get his name out of the headlines. I think that, you know, he's thinking about himself right now and his survival.
How long is it going to take this carrier group to get over there and staged?
They said it's going to take, it's leaving this Thursday, so they said, you know, it'll take about 2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Right.
Well, let's talk about this logically, David. If they do go ahead and try to take little Kim, that's the barrier between China and the Western world, and Russia and the Western world. Do you believe that Russia and China is going to stand by and let this happen? Hell no.
2
yeah.
weeks.
Oh yeah, they
If
will.
they're told to, they will.
Yeah, well, they will anyway
2 weeks.
because they know that they're going to eventually get to be kings of the world for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Everybody out there. There's even countries.
Election.
There's even
I
countries
think Russia's
in the
playing
EU.
Trump right now. I think that he was the perfect and useful idiot for them. I think they're dropping a lot of the leaks on him right now, and I think they're setting his ass up because he gave them supposedly their top secret information in that meeting. So Putin's like, oh, I got what I want. I'm going to cut this fool loose. That's the way I see it. I think Putin played him, and Trump fell right into it.
They're all playing their hands, man. It's not between people. It's not between people.
Not between people. It's between Well, China, like I said, China has said that they want to be the leader of the New World Order.
They already are.
Financially, yeah, they are. Militarily, yeah, they're probably close to. The deal is I think this is all planned. Any war that happens is all planned. The Federal Reserve's in on this. Frickin' BRICS is in on this. They're all in on it.
They want the death of the U.S. dollar. They're tired of the petrodollar running every fucking thing on the planet. They want it gone, whether it goes to a basket of currencies or whether somebody else's currency takes over for a minute or whatever. But this was talked about 30 years ago on the cover of The Economist magazine. 2018, there's going to be a new world currency. Boom. This is all a fucking game. And I think we're at the end. We're at the end. The last hand is being
what's
played.
Wrong with Trump? We're going to the new world order, and his head's bigger than it needs to be because he's been promised powers.
It's not really even about the world leaders. They're just like pawns. They're like the high-level players, right? That's right.
After the Manchester attack over there, one of the things I read in the news was that every venue like that, so every concert, football game, whatever, first thing they're going to do is change all the security for it. Imagine that.
Yeah.
They're going to change the security what?
It's an agenda. They need tighter security, so they're going to continue to blow up these venues until they get what they want.
Oh, yeah.
It's the same way with all the jackasses going over the fence at the White House. They wanted to up security at the White House and build bigger fences and, dig a moat around the motherfucker and buy some crocodiles and whatever the fuck else they're doing. So, yeah. They know what's coming. They know what's coming.
That fell with her shoelaces upside down got paid a little extra for being a complete jackass.
Probably she got a new ride out of it or something. We're all good, hobo. Don't worry about it, brother. Everybody's got a vent, right? Everybody's got a vent. I'm going to stand by and see what I see, and then we'll talk about it at a future date. George says you're partying at 60 miles an hour, Lori.
She's partying. Indiana, who's your partier?
Right on, man. Hey, there's many, many miles that I drove through Indiana cornfields drinking beer when I was younger. Much, much younger. So, yep. There's quite a few stop signs that have a whole case of beer dumped out right behind them because I got stopped by a cop and yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot faster than 60 miles an hour.
Ooh. Well, we won't talk about that, though, because that's incriminating shit.
But I had nice adventures in Colorado, I can tell you that.
Awesome. Addie said she got to give you a big hug and stuff. Did she grab your butt?
She did. It was awesome. No, damn it, she didn't. As a matter of fact, she touched my boobs.
Oh,
but there was no ass grabbing.
Even better. Boob touching's right up there.
Yeah, we were in the teepee.
Oh. Maybe that's for a different show.
That's a show. Yeah. Yeah, bud.
All right, back to the headlines. Enough of the chit-chat shit.
David.
Wipe your butt and get back to the mic.
I'm here.
All right, go ahead.
Did you realize that third ship heading to North Korea within 2 weeks, say, or 3 weeks, is after the UK general election? So it all ties up. Then the UK will have sort of a government. then hopefully, if he's not hung Parliament, which it might be, which I'm. If I was a betting person, I would go with the hung Parliament, and I'm going with hung Parliament. But in 2 or 3 weeks' time, it'll be after our general election, so the UK should have some sort of a government, and then it will be able to act with the United States. So.
Well, you got to question yourself, with this new South Korean liberal president, and
this Trump policy.
Is he gay?
Yeah, Trump met with Japan's, with the B over in this G7 and stuff. And it's funny is after they met's when this carrier got sent, and so everybody's wondering where's South Korea sitting on this, because this Moon, this new liberal, he wants talks with North Korea. He wants to reopen the Kaesong plant that they share and everything. And he wants talks. He thinks that's the best way around. So you're wondering if Trump's just going to sideline his ass and just say, fuck you, we're going to do this anyway. Or if Moon's just pretending that he doesn't want this war, but he really does, and we know Japan does, because Japan's trying to be more offensive now than what they've been able to be.
They got to test out all their new shit.
Yeah. They already got their one ship floating around over there, their helicopter carrier guarding our oiler over there.
Yeah,
well, we need Japan to guard our oilers.
Yeah, we're too weak to do it ourselves, man. We ain't got no fucking ammunition. We just talked about that a minute ago. We got all these guns and we ain't got nothing to shoot out of them. So paper tiger,
They said that we sent, our warhogs there, our A1s.
Yeah.
With the extended fuel tanks on them, just got to Japan the other day.
We get to test out some of our new shit too, huh? See how fast it gets shot out of the sky.
A35.
No, Charlie's not here. We can't pick on the.
Sorry, F35. Yeah. Sorry, F35.
A35.
So what do you all think about this jerk off that slit those two people's throat on that Oregon transit train yesterday? I don't know if you heard about that, but
I didn't.
He was yelling at two Muslim women that were sitting on the train minding their own business. One had a burqa-type headgear on, and the other one didn't. And the dude stood up and started yelling at them and calling them all kinds of racist names, saying, you need to get the fuck out of my country. You don't pay taxes. Trump's in charge now. And all this other stuff. So these two guys went over to subdue the guy because he was just being a total jerk off. And then he turned around and stabbed him in the throat. He stabbed one in the side of the throat and drove the knife all the way in and then pulled it out. And then he cut the other one's throat right on. And he killed both of them right on the train in front of everybody. He took off running.
So the dude has some training?
What's that?
So the dude has some training, I take it?
Well, this is what he said in a Facebook post on January 23rd that came out today. He says, if Donald Trump is the next Hitler, then I am joining his SS to put an end to monothesis question. All Zionist Jews, all Christians who do not follow Christ's teaching of love, charity, and forgiveness, and all jihadi Muslims are going to Madagascar or the Ovens FEMA camps with 3 exclamation points. He says, does this make me a fascist? That's what he wrote on January 23rd.
This whole thing sounds like a psyop. It sounds like the whole thing.
This wasn't a psyop. This dude killed these two people point blank.
It doesn't matter. You don't think they wouldn't? They pull a false flag where they knock two.
I don't think this was a false flag. This guy was a loony.
Well, maybe he was. Well, I gotta say, let me.
That this easily could have been maneuvered on purpose just to pull all this up like this to make.
Let me play devil's advocate for a minute and say something about him being triggered through Operation Monarch or something. Man, let's find out what his background is and see where he actually came from.
Definitely.
And I'm not saying
he had some training somewhere.
It sounds like he had some. That's what Lori said right off the bat. It sounds like he had some training. You don't do a through and through throat stab without knowing what you're doing.
Yeah, check mind control.
That sounds like a government
See what the hell's going on.
Exactly like what you're saying, Lori. That sounds exactly.
Well, here, I'll put a link in the room, and there's his picture in there. You can look at this dude. He looks like he's a fucking fruitcake.
Let's chalk it up to him being a complete douchebag.
Is enough to cause more issues like the Patriot Act. Everything they did. So what would keep them from? It would be collateral damage. Those two innocent people that got killed in their throat, they're just collateral damage if they're trying to get something passed.
Well, yeah, it's like today,
They don't care.
I had to go to the store real fast with my wife, and there was a guy in there, and
Okay.
he was either on some heavy drugs or what, but he was coming up to people and just mumbling.
Sandy,
And
this cat's name is Jeremy Joseph Christian. He's 35 years old of North Portland, Oregon. See if you can dig up some shit on that motherfucker. See if he's got a background with the cops. See if he's got some history. If he was ex-military, blah, 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 blah. Let's check him out. Let's see what we can find out about this cat. It looks like he took a thumping from somebody.
The technique he uses isn't normal, everyday citizen kind of
Right.
stabbing stuff.
He looks like he's a pretty, he can handle himself. He looks like he's a pretty large individual. I don't know. It doesn't give his physicals on here. Let me read the Newsweek article just for everybody in case you haven't seen it. The attacker, 35-year-old Jeremy Joseph Christian of Portland, was arrested shortly after he left the train, police said. Christian was booked into jail on 2 counts. Excuse me. On 2 counts of aggravated murder and additional charges of attempted murder, intimidation in the second degree, and being a felon in possession of a restricted weapon. So he has some history. He was
has
ordered
connections.
He was
That's
ordered.
bad.
Yeah, he was ordered held without bail. In a statement responding to Friday's attack, the Council on the American Islamic Relations, CARE, yeah, those guys are really nice people, blamed an increase in anti-Muslim incidents on the United States, in part of President Donald Trump's focus on militant Islamist groups and anti-immigrant rhetoric. Following the attack, police said one of the men died at the scene while the other died at hospital. The third man was treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Witnesses told police 2 young women on the train during the attacker's rant and the violence that followed were possibly Muslim. One wore a hijab. That's what you were saying, David.
Yep.
The women left the train before officers arrived, saying, police said, adding that detectives wanted to speak with them. Portland police did not immediately identify the victims. So have they not spoken to anybody?
I don't know if they ever talked to those women yet or not.
Yeah, and I have a question. Where was this?
Portland, Oregon.
On a train.
Portland, Oregon. Yep.
I used to live out there for 3.5 months. I lived out there. I was pretty much homeless, but
By the way,
those trains,
Ramadan.
you see some shit go on there. Those trains, man. I've seen it with my own eyes. Fucking crazy shit go on those trains.
What kind of stuff?
The people talking to themselves, people harassing you.
Oh, like
It's a very liberal area.
Right.
Is it like a subway system?
Some dude was getting a blowjob one night from this girl right over by us, sitting in a seat one night, 11 o'clock at night. I mean,
Did you find that awkward?
It's like if you get on the subway in the fucking Brooklyn, you're going to see some crazy, whacked out fucking people.
Yep.
Right.
And this dude was, I'm telling you, it's when I seen this story and I knew where it came from, Portland. I'm like, I believe it because I've seen it with my own eyes, the crazy fuckers that get on those trains.
He don't look like he's all playing with a full deck, man. I mean, when you look at his mugshot, he looks like he got a thumping from the cops too.
There are freaking racists out there, and everybody else that are just nuts. That should be.
Yeah, I just want to do, I just want to do a little background on the dude, man.
Oh yeah, I'd like to find out more about this guy, but like I said, I've seen crazy with my own eyes out there, and I can believe it, man. Like I said, I spent 3.5 months on the streets in Portland, Oregon. I seen. For a while, I was living above a tranny bar with this other guy. You can talk about some crazy shit below.
Excuse me?
If he was,
You lived above a tranny bar with another guy.
Yeah, we were homeless. This guy was letting us stay in this office. He was an artist, and his brother.
Oh, he was an artist. You were living with an artist. Oh,
no, we weren't living. We were living in his office.
Did you have a ponytail?
He was abused.
What is my buddy had a good friend out there.
Oh,
we
good
went out
friend.
there to go to see if we could find jobs and stuff because I was sick of North Dakota. This was back in 1996.
I can't quit you, Dave.
North Dakota. So my buddy said, "All right, let's go. I'm heading out there." Well, he didn't tell his friends he was bringing me. So we get there and they're like, "Dude, you didn't tell us you were bringing your friend. He can't stay here with us. We got enough room for you, but not for him." So I was pretty much on my own. And my buddy's like, "Well, if Dave's got to go, then I'm going too." And so his buddy's brother was an artist out there in Portland that had an office on the bad side of town in a high rise, and right below us was a tranny bar.
Bad side.
And he's like, "Y'all can stay here. I don't know how safe you're going to be, but you lock the doors and stay here." And we did.
Man, I'm telling you what, dude,
You
keep
got a
going.
lot of $1 bills too.
Keep going, because this is getting better and better as you keep talking, man. Keep
Well, the
going.
deal
You can write a
is,
book.
You see some crazy shit go on out there. You would, and it's just insane. I mean, it's a teenage capital runaway place. Portland, Oregon is where a lot of your teenage runaways go.
Yeah, they want to live the grunge
it's sad. You
life.
see 14, 15-year-old girls hooking out there just so they can survive. And it's horrible. Drug dealers, everything. It's a very liberal city, and everything goes out there, and it's crazy, man. You see some fucked up shit in that.
It's like
There's been a little over
really,
a million or so people that live in Portland.
It's like
it's a hellhole.
It's like the Haight Ashbury of the United States.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So he's not shitting, and Seattle's kind of getting the same way too.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. But still, that story was just, man, I'm going to have to play this back and listen to it. I got to check the time marker. And
Well, I wasn't, I didn't frequent the tranny bar.
Uh-huh.
No,
but I got to the point, though, maybe I should have. Maybe I could have made some money and would have lived a little bit better. Who knows? They had drag queen contest all the time down there.
His dresses didn't fit right back then. So,
I probably could have.
Wait.
He didn't have all the experience on the.
Who's the one that wears the blue eyeshadow on Skype? Was that you, Dave?
That's Lance. That's Lance. That's Lance. That's Jimmy's gay lover. That's the Jimmy's gay lover photo. Oh,
that's
man.
Classic. That's classic.
Yeah.
It's life lessons, man. You learn some shit that way. I grew up a lot those 3.5 months, man. I was like, this is something I don't want to be. Homeless. It was not fun, man. I mean, we didn't have showers. We didn't have anything. We were taking baths out of a big mop bucket type sink just for 3.5 months, sponge baths. And it was like, I finally got my car and what money I had. I was on unemployment at the time.
You could have gone to a fucking truck stop and took a shower, man.
I took the money I got and I drove for 26.5 hours straight back to Fargo. Almost wrecked my car on the west side of Bismarck, North Dakota, in a snowstorm. I fell asleep behind the wheel.
I woke up. Bad for you.
Fargo,
I woke up and I was heading across the median right toward a fucking truck, man. And I grabbed my wheel and I spun out, went into the fucking ditch.
Wow.
And then he woke up.
Yeah, you wake up real fast, man.
I think I need to change my shorts,
it's good to hear that you're not in that situation anymore.
No, man. And I learned from it, though. There's some shit that happens that you learn from, man. I learned never to be homeless again. I went back and moved in with my ex-wife.
It had to be bad to move back in with the ex.
Yeah.
The kicker was I pooped my pants, and that was it. I gave her a phone call 10 minutes later.
Pretty much how it went down, man.
Right. Honey, I need you to come pick me up. I'm in a ditch over here on Highway 6.
I got out of the ditch, luckily.
And bring me a change of underwear.
I didn't flip it, luckily, man. But it's funny is no one stopped and even helped me, man. I was so pissed about that. About 10 cars drove by me. No one even stopped. I'm lucky I was able to get it out.
You pooped your pants. Who do you think's going to stop and help when they pull up and roll the window down and go, oh, my God, he pooped his pants. Keep going.
I was driving a little Geo Prism. Try driving a Geo Prism through the Montana mountain passes in the middle of the night in February with the fucking blizzard. There were semis passing me and shit on mountain passes.
They're lucky they didn't blow you off the road.
I didn't even have chains on the car. I'm lucky I didn't go off a mountainside.
Sounds like the two guys on Dumb and Dumber on the bike riding through the fucking.
Much what it felt like, dude. I'm like, I guess if I die. Things can't be much worse. That's the way I felt at the time.
Well, we're glad you're still here.
Yeah, otherwise we'd have missed out on that fabulous story, dude. That was 20 minutes of gold.
That's just one of my.
That was radio
stories.
gold.
A lot more, man.
It's after 10 o'clock. It's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the Lord's kept me alive for a reason, man.
To tell that story on my show.
Yeah,
I've told it on my show a couple times.
Awesome. Right on. Okay, let's actually do a headline now, man. Or something.
Oh, what else here?
I don't want to pull up I don't want to pull up Twitter. I don't want to open any more pages because everything was stuttering right off the bat. This is the first time I've had 6 people on a call.
Can you handle us all at the same time?
Oh, absolutely, man. Bring it.
Man enough.
Bring it. All right.
It's Apple.
Since you guys aren't going to say anything, Lance?
Hey, did you just cuss?
No, I said it's Apple.
Did you just say asshole? You called Jimmy an asshole?
That's all right.
No, I said it's Apple.
His brother,
Macintosh.
His brother called me a knob
calling you
earlier.
an
So
asshole.
No, it's Apple.
No, I said it's Macintosh. Apple.
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 Apple. Apple.
I think you should do the rest of the show with
No.
everybody holding their tongues.
Come on, somebody throw a story out there. Let's talk.
In the past 24 hours, 2 people have been stabbed to death in Portland. 28 people were killed in Christian Coptic suicide attack. There was a major suicide attack in Sri Lanka where 91 people died. Syria airstrikes, 120 people just died in the past 24 hours. In Afghanistan, 16 people died in a terrorist attack the past 24 hours.
But ISIS is a religion of peace.
Right.
Supported by the Saudis, who get armed by the United Kingdom.
And the United
Trump
States.
just signed $1 billion freaking arms deal with them.
330 billion. 330 billion.
I'll pick the flag.
And they get 120 billion right off the bat, and 100 million of that goes to Ivanka Trump.
Yep.
Figure that shit out.
Yeah, and that little organization she's got going.
Right.
Sounds no better than the Clinton crime network to me.
They're just, I know you didn't, Tim. Don't worry about it. It's all, I'm just throwing it out there, man. Don't worry about it. Tell me this isn't nepotism. Tell me this isn't the elites just carving up the fucking planet the way they want it after the shit hits the fan. That's all it is, man. Everybody's lathering up everybody else's pockets and shit so that they can all slip in together.
But let's.
So, I'm just holding my breath. Well, I'm not even holding my breath anymore, man. I'm just sitting back waiting because it's weeks. It's within weeks now, man. I promise you, people. It's within weeks.
Continue to work and give them oxygen.
The fucking Bitcoin's going over $2,400 and they can't get it. It's the dollar's done. The dollar's done. I'm waiting Monday morning. I'm actually going to start looking tomorrow night when the overseas markets open up. I'm going to check out what's going on with gold and silver and oil, and because oil took a hit this week too. If anybody didn't notice, it took a hit, but it probably didn't affect your pump price at all. But it did. Well, yeah. Let's talk to the lady on the road. What's the prices at the pump where you're at?
It jumped to $45. It went down. I think the cheapest I paid while I was gone was $1.98, and on the way back, it's like $2.45.
$2.45. Okay. Well, maybe it went up a little bit. So I don't know. Maybe the prices are going up because it's summertime, but the price per barrel is going down. So figure that one out. Who's making the profits?
It's a weekend. It's a holiday.
Right. Who's making the profits?
It ain't us.
No.
Just here to give us our blood and guts and tears.
The only thing they want you guys to go out and spend a bunch of fucking money that you don't have this weekend, and go out and fill up your gas tank on your boat and run around and just waste and consume and don't question anything. Don't pay any attention to any of the headlines that are going off all over the planet. Just do your thing and go to work Monday morning. Goddamn it! Make sure you make it to work.
Get on the pontoon boat.
Yeah, make sure you make it to work though. You got to be back to work. So, yeah, Tuesday.
I hope it doesn't happen
What?
soon. I hope that the whole thing, I just hope it holds its breath a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Why?
She has a wedding in September.
Just because I've got that wedding in September, Lori, for my daughter.
Okay, so we are now under a tornado watch until 2 a.m. here in the home.
What is the radar like? Because I can't get mine to pull up.
It's about an hour away. You're in the clear. There's nothing. I mean, there's no watches or warnings or anything out in your area right now. If you're in Indiana.
Okay, good. I'm getting there.
Okay, are you in the state yet?
I'm in the state. Yes,
Okay.
I'm getting ready to hit the 465.
You should be all right then. You should be all right.
Sweet.
Yeah, everything's like going across the southern part of Missouri, the northern part of Arkansas, eastern Oklahoma is getting hammered, as so is Tennessee, and a little bit through southern Indiana and Illinois, and Kentucky, and Man, Tennessee's getting
Got some
hammered.
wicked weather going on.
Yeah, there's some huge hail cores out there. They're talking about enormous hail. They actually use the word enormous on the Weather Channel. So enormous
on the way out,
hail.
we hit those tornadoes out there in Kansas.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Just saw pictures of hail that fell up in Ardeline, Missouri sometime. I think that's the name of the town. Forgive me if I got that wrong. I think it was Ardeline, Missouri. A softball size hail fell earlier today in that neck of the woods.
That could kill a bunch of people.
Oh yeah, that was destroying shit up there. I'm sure.
Wow.
Yeah. A golf ball size hail can kill a human being. If it's a straight noggin shot, you're pretty much done for.
Well, a stray bullet can do that if it drops.
Right.
Well, that's chemtrailing. All that special chemtrailing they're doing creates that. There's an article on it that explains how those ice particles are formed with chemtrailing that is unnatural like that. And
yeah, it gives the moisture particulates to grab onto, So and to start the icing process quickly. So yeah. But these storm tops that they're showing on the radar shots and on the cross section shots that they're showing on the Weather Channel, this is one of the very few times that I keep the TV on after Mom goes to bed. They're getting up there around 70,000 feet. The tops of these storms, 70,000. That's twice what the jetliners fly at, commercial jetliners. So yeah, that gives that hail a long time to build size before it gets to the ground.
You're right.
Well, we picked up 4 inches of rain here in Muncie. I mean, my garden is. I would have to water it for 2 weeks.
Everybody that was following me on Facebook, they heard me this morning. I got up and did a little video on Facebook, and this morning about 3:00 in the morning, the lightning is what woke me up coming through my window, and it hadn't even started raining yet, but the lightning was just ferocious. So I got up and went and checked on Mom really quick because the wind started picking up, and then down came the rain. And in about 30 minutes, we had 3.5 inches almost. So that shit was coming down, man, because then it quit. I mean, everything was over after an hour. So in less than an hour, we got 3.5 inches here. It was just ungodly fast. I think they call those cloud bursts or something. Hey, knock that shit off. I'm kidding.
No.
She's playing with her doggy. Dixie's here. Dixie the Doxy.
Hi, Dixie.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Yeah, Vaughn, you guys have been getting some shitty weather up through there, too. And I think there's more coming, too, out of this whole round of shit. I don't know if it already went through there or not, but I heard him say...
Tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Tomorrow. So tomorrow, yeah. We're supposed to get it in the morning. So, I saw, I don't know who was it, some people up in Missouri, I think it was Tender and her husband covered up all their stuff in the garden with chain link fence and trying to keep the hail out of it when the hail comes down because they got a pretty good, pretty decent garden going. They don't want to get it all busted up. It's Jim Funky Summer. Jim Funky on Facebook. JIMFUNKE.
Wow, that's a great idea. You could put the post.
Are you picking up women in the chat room?
What's that?
Are you picking up women again in the chat room?
No, she asked what my Facebook was, and then Spring put on my put up my Boiler Room Radio one. So there you go. There you go.
Oh.
Hey JR, are you guys getting chemtrailed over there?
I think chemtrails. You mean contrails by the airplanes?
JR,
yeah, well,
JR doesn't believe in chemtrails, Vaughn.
No. Did you say that? I didn't say that.
I didn't hear.
I was keeping an open mind.
Open
here's
mind.
The problem, JR. If the contrail lasts more than 10 minutes, it ain't moisture.
Right.
It's unnatural. Okay. Reality check. Year round.
That's
so
fine.
Anyway, are you getting a lot more of it?
The aircrafts that I see go over my house because I live on an aerodrome. So I live in a flight path. Okay. It used to be a World War II Spitfire test area, and now it's it was an aerodrome. In fact, I've got some video footage of the place where I actually live now. And so it's on the main flight path. I see all sorts of aircrafts coming over, down, and to be honest with you, I do see a lot of contrails and chemtrails, whatever.
Yay, he said it. They usually, they usually spray off the coast like they do on the West Coast here in the States. Yeah. They usually spray off the coast and then it just drifts in and it's already all hazy and cloudy and shit. Like here's the question I got for you, JR. When you wake up in the morning, if you see bright blue skies in the morning when you wake up, by the afternoon it's hazy and you can't hardly see the sun through all the fucking haze, right?
No, it's quite blue around here. It's quite nice.
All day long?
Yeah.
Right on.
Well, I've got a friend that lives over there, Jackie. She used to film it all the time. She hasn't been on for a while, but she lives right there in the heart of England. And I'm not sure she's what part she's in for sure, but I know she filmed a lot of it in the beginning. And she went around and checked all the respiratory ailments and the history of all the hospitals and everything. And they got after her because she was uncovering more than they wanted to reveal. So that's why I asked you, JR, if you're hip to that.
That's fine. Well, it depends where you say the heart of England. So, see, the heart of England to many could be London. But the heart of England to me is in the Midlands, the centre of the United Kingdom. So I'm near the centre, but lower the centre, more towards the Welsh border.
They're talking in there, Scotland and England. Scotland's too high for chemtrails and stuff like that. I can promise you this. The white papers are online. Actually, you can go find it yourself. All you have to do is type it into Google. Every single country that is a member of the United Nations has geoengineering going on in the skies over it. Every one of them. Period.
Well, Jimmy, it makes a word what the chemicals are that they extrude.
Strontium, barium, aluminum, nanoparticulate aluminum. Yeah, they add other shit in there too. I mean, I've seen footage of planes going over, and they actually are spraying two different chemicals out of either side of the plane. So, the chemtrails that come out are completely different. They dissipate at different rates, and so it's different chemical mixes. But those are the three biggies, Those are the three biggies that they find in unusual amounts all over the place. So, there you go.
Yes, I understand that. But it will eventually condense and hit the planet, with the Earth, terra firma.
Depending on wind currents, but it can loft and stay aloft for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours.
Yes, but it will condense and it comes down as rain. Hence acid rain. People did not like acid rain.
Sometimes they spray above the storms. It's not even affected by the storms. It's affected by the air currents mostly.
Well, it's like the old acid rain rubbish, isn't it?
Yeah. But see, it's not just acid rain though, because this stuff doesn't just make your car rust. Okay, nanoparticulate aluminum, and I've said this ad nauseum on this show. Nanoparticulate aluminum is toxic to everything on the planet.
True, it is. Yes,
everything. Right. Strontium and barium are both mildly radioactive substances that can cause all kinds of respiratory ailments and whatever the fuck. But we don't. I digress. Right. So let's move on. Chemtrails are real. I don't give a shit what anybody says. They are observable, and if you cannot walk outside and see what's going on over your fucking head, then you got problems. You got problems.
Well, the reason I brought that up is a simple fact: is the irregular weather we're having. I made a statement to a couple today that we've already exceeded half of the year's annual rainfall, and it's only May.
Yeah.
And that's just not normal because I took a 10-year normal, and it's 38 to 40-some inches here in Indiana, which, Lori could testify when she comes back. But reality is we're getting way too much rain, guys, and they have an intention of something.
We've had over 15 inches of rain since the beginning of this month where I'm at. That's
you can't get in. You can't grow crops. You can't do what you got to do. They got a shallow plant, which ain't always good. So it just changes the whole atmosphere of what we're doing.
Right. Yeah.
Ooh.
Look at that.
Well,
hail.
isn't it about time that we change with the atmosphere?
That's right up in
We need
Adrian,
to
Missouri.
adapt to
Adrian,
survive.
Missouri. They're showing the pictures of the hail in Adrian, Missouri right now, and every single thing on that table is baseball size or bigger. Baseball size or bigger. Adrian, Missouri. That was earlier today. Yeah, they were getting fucking hammered.
You know what? That's got to have something to do with HARP.
Yeah, well, it's they're doing all kinds of shit to it, man. What do you think? Fukushima's changing shit in the Pacific Ocean, and it's a cumulative effect.
That might have been.
It's a cumulative effect, plus the fact that we are in the end times, and this was all prophesized.
Don't give me that.
This was all prophesized a long time ago of what's happening.
Jimmy, don't.
Don't. I'm not going to allow you to poo-poo that shit on my show, man. If you don't want to hear it, go ahead and hang up. It's just that simple.
No, it's fine, mate.
It's just that simple. I'm not going to allow you to poo-poo that on my show, though, because that's
I know
me.
poo-poo. Did I poo-poo it?
Yeah, you said don't give me that. That's poo-pooing something, man.
Is it okay? That's fine. Yeah, I apologize.
Yeah. If you don't want to believe it, that's fine. You don't have to believe it. You're one of these days you will, because you won't have any other choice. It's just that simple.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, fine.
You will bend a knee. You will bend a knee.
And you will speak his name. So, anyway, moving on. Because I'm not going to battle on the mic over that shit. Not anymore. Not anymore. It's too close at hand. It's not worth the battle. You're free to believe whatever you want to believe, brother. But I promise you, you're going to pay a price. You're going to pay a price. There's consequences for your actions, and there's consequences for your ignorance. So
I am not. I am not ignorant. Okay.
No, I'm not saying I'm not. That's not. That was a generalized statement. That wasn't pointed directly at you in any way, shape, or form. I'm sorry if it sounded that way. That was a generalized statement because that's what.
It's okay, and it wasn't taken that way either.
Yeah, that's what it says in the book, man. It says there's consequences for your actions on this planet. There's consequences.
I don't read
for
books.
Everything. So, anyway.
I read my heart. Okay.
Okay.
And I read your heart. And I think you think different to what you're saying.
There's nothing hidden about me whatsoever. There is nothing filtered about me whatsoever. I am me, and you can ask anybody that knows me. This is exactly the way I am every fucking day.
Well, let me put it real clear. I believe that Jesus Christ is my Savior, and if you don't, then I'm sorry for you. I've preached it from the time I knew it.
Let me tell you something, JR.
Don't hear it and don't get it. I'm sorry.
Let me tell you something, JR. It is too hard to be somebody else, and usually they get pissed when you find out you're doing it. So I'm me,
Jimmy.
I'm me.
I never talk. I never talk religion. Okay.
That's
I
fine.
have my own religion, and I respect that.
That's
and I
fine.
respect
I'm not
everybody
talking about
else's.
religion. I'm talking
And
about
if nobody
spirituality.
respects mine, which they don't know about, then that's their problem, but not mine. Okay.
Well-
And I respect yours, sir. Okay. And I respect your opinion, and I respect everybody in this chat room. Okay.
Awesome.
Let's leave it at that, and let's move on to a different subject.
David, that's your cue.
What else here? This story came out today. Federal judge drops lawsuit against Clinton over Benghazi. It says a federal judge in Washington, D.C. on Friday tossed out a lawsuit against Hillary Clinton that alleged negligence in her email security was the cause of 2 American deaths in the 2012 attack on the U.S. diplomatic compound in Benghazi, Libya.
Unfucking believable, brother.
It says U.S. District Court Judge Amy Berman Jackson, appointed by former President Obama in 2010, concluded that Clinton used her email in the course of her official duties and dismissed the wrongful death portion of the suit on technical grounds.
That is unbelievable.
It says Jackson also dismissed defamation claims made in the lawsuit. Secretary Clinton did not refer to plaintiffs as liars, Jackson noted. Plaintiffs may find the candidate's statements in her own defense to be unpleasant or offensive, but Secretary Clinton did not portray plaintiffs as odious, infamous, or ridiculous. To the contrary, the statements portray plaintiffs as normal parents grieving over the tragic loss of their loved ones. It goes on here, and it says, It says it's a direct result of Defendant Clinton's reckless handling of this classified sensitive information. Islamic terrorists were able to obtain the whereabouts. That's what the plaintiffs are claiming.
Wow.
But the federal judge threw it all out, struck it all down. It says Hillary isn't the reason why your two sons died. You know, I call Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton the untouchables. For one, Trump isn't ever going to lock him up. Like he said, he even denied that he was. He said, the crowd always chanted it, and I just went along with it. Doesn't mean I believed it. And he's never going to lock this lady up. You know, she's untouchable. Her husband's untouchable. They're too high up. The only way they're going to die is of old age. Or, you know, he's already had a heart attack, and he lived through it. You know, you look at how long Brzezinski just died the other day, 89 years old. He groomed Obama to be president in 2006. He just died. He was Carter's Secretary of Defense or State or something like that back in the 70s. You look how long Rockefeller lived to, like, 101 years old, 90-something years old. These people, elitists, live forever, you know. I don't like Hillary Clinton. I don't like Bill Clinton. I don't like Donald Trump. I don't like Obama. I don't like any of these cocksuckers. But I tell you what, for anybody that thinks that Donald Trump is actually going to lock this witch up, you need to put down the goddamn crack pipe. He's not going to touch this lady because he's in cahoots with them. They belong to the same goddamn club. And nothing's going to happen to this lady.
Did you see her speech yesterday? Was it in front of Harvard or something?
Yeah. And that was all staged, man. That was all staged.
The audacity for her to stand up there and say that Trump was going to get impeached for obstructing justice. That bitch to say obstructed so much
serious,
justice.
Man?
How could she even
pull that clip up for me and send it to me? Pull that clip up for me.
I watched that whole speech she gave. They showed it live on CNN, and I looked in and I shake my head. I'm like, listen, this is so fucking scripted. Clinton and Trump are buddies. They've been buddies for many, many fucking years.
There's pictures of them all standing around grabbing each other's asses. Yeah, there's pictures of them all standing around grabbing each other's asses at country clubs all over the fucking United States, man.
Like I said, when Trump did that photo op when he first got elected and he was doing White House tours, what picture did he stand right by? Hillary Clinton looking over his shoulder. You know, people need to wake up. They're buddies. Nothing's going to happen to her, at least from Trump. You know, she's got it made in the goddamn shade. She's going to have to answer to God, of course, for her evil fucking doings. But so is every stinking politician out there. All the way from the body slamming fucking guy that won in Montana the other day that slammed that fucking did a pile driver.
I cannot believe that didn't affect that election at all.
No, and they're trying to say it's because people voted early before this event happened. They said people actually called in to see if they could change their vote, and they were told no.
Unreal, man. It's all fucking scripted, people. You know, I'm shaking my head like everything else, but I'm shaking my head like everybody else, but damn.
Hillary Clinton's not going to get touched. She's untouchable. Her and her husband's untouchable.
Hopefully they will be smoked.
See, going back to that cartoon, when you just said it's all scripted, going back to that cartoon, what's the one where they show Trump and they show that he gets killed, and The Simpsons, I think?
The Simpsons, yeah.
It's all scripted. I don't know when those shows came out. Or
well, hey, David said the guy, you know, threatened vapor lock if he had to walk 700 yards, so, you know, maybe that's what they're going to do to his ass. Maybe they're just going to...
I put the link to that story. I put that link to the story in the chat room about Hillary there.
Right on. Thanks. Unreal, man.
It just sucks.
Trey Gowdy had his chance, and he didn't do jack shit but talk.
Yeah, and I like Trey Gowdy. I can't believe nothing was done.
He's a worthless piece of shit.
He's a worthless... yeah. Fuck yeah. I said that on the last show, man. He's just another Ron Paul. Talk, but you don't accomplish anything. You know?
Yeah.
I'm not throwing stones.
But in their defense, we also discussed the fact that they could be scared and under duress.
Well, not for 30 fucking years. I mean, Ron Paul was on Capitol Hill for a long damn time, man. You know, if he was scared to death, he sure went back a lot, right? Now, I'm not throwing stones at Dr. Paul. The guy did an enormous amount of humanitarian work, and he still does to this day. You know, he gives away free health care all the time to people that can't afford it. So he's a good dude, man. He's a good dude. But as a politician, he's just a fucking politician. Yeah. Just like his kid, nothing's ever going to change. Nothing. You cannot change the system from the inside. I tell this to you people all the time now, too. You can't change the system from the inside. You have to create a new system and make the old one obsolete.
You know, let's talk about this real fast. The President Duarte of the Philippines came out today, and he just declared martial law on one of their islands over there because of ISIS taking it over.
Right.
He got asked some things today by some reporters, and he came out and said, he says, if my men were to rape women, I would take up for them. And this is the same guy that met with Trump in the White House that Trump told where our 2 nuclear subs were strategically placed before it was announced publicly.
Who said this?
The guy that Trump called a good guy and everything. This motherfucker's saying that raping women's all right, that he would take up for his guys if they did it during a martial law scenario over there on that island. And this
You're talking about
just
Duterte
irritates me that Trump had
from
this
the Philippines
scumbag in the White House, just like Erdogan of Turkey, that sent his goons out to beat the fuck out of Kurdish protesters on American soil. On American goddamn soil, and we didn't say shit to him but condemn him. Oh, that was a bad move, dude. He should be kicked out of fucking NATO. He should have never been in the White House, for one thing. Trump has fucking besmirched that goddamn place just like any other president has, but Trump has already besmirched it within 4 fucking months. He's had this Duarte from the Philippines in there. He's had Erdogan from Turkey in there. Scumbag cocksuckers.
Oh, I agree.
And you want to tell me Trump's a good fucking guy? Are you people? I'm sorry, man. I look at Trump supporters now. I'm like, you got some goddamn mental defects.
Yeah.
I guess that was a mental defect thing because I actually was hoping against hope that something was going to stop this whole.
Well, Obama offered hope and change too, and people fell for it.
Hey, man,
I know. It just makes you more sick that you get roped into it. I mean, I feel like a complete idiot. I feel just really let down.
They fooled a lot of motherfuckers, man. You're not the only one that voted. I had a bunch of friends of mine on Facebook that thought that they were awake. I thought they were awake, and they were all out there at the polls just banging away at those fucking levers. So, you're not the only one. Don't feel bad.
Look at Mr. Alex Jones still crawling up his ass. Mr. Conspiracy, hatchet man for the New World Order.
Listen,
BP's out there just claiming that Mr. Trump is going to get everything changed when he comes back off of his vacation.
He can't, with all this shit on him with Russia, he can't even concentrate on any policies right now. He's concentrating on trying to stay out of fucking prison right now. Nothing's going to get done. There's going to be no health care reform. There's not going to be any tax reform. Nothing is going to get done as long as this Russia shit is hanging over this dude's head, which it ain't going away. It's only getting deeper every fucking day.
All it is fucking bullshit. It's none of it's true.
Well, no, I won't go that far because we don't know what's true and what's not true. We can sit here and say, of course, a Trump supporter or whatever is going to say he's being framed. Of course, a person like me that can't stand the cocksucker can say this dude wrote a book called The Art of the Deal. I think it should have been called The Art of the Con because he's one of the biggest con artists in the goddamn world and has been since the fucking 80s. He has screwed more people over than any other. How do you think he became a multi-billionaire? From being nice and giving reach-arounds to everybody? No, he fucked people over right and left. You don't become a billionaire from being a decent person. That right there was the red flag for me with this fucking idiot. You're a multi-billionaire. You're not for me. You're not for the poor. He wants to cut social benefits. He wants to cut people off this and that. And maybe some people maybe don't belong in them, and they're abusing the system of disability, of food stamps, of welfare, but not everybody is. If you take a look around, jobs are disappearing in this country. More people are having to depend on welfare because there are no goddamn jobs.
This is true.
It is very true, and yet Trump wants to cut these fucking programs to the poor. Because you know why? He doesn't give a fuck about the poor like any other president didn't. He's no fucking different. He's a conservative. He's a rich fucking white Republican. And all these rich white Republicans, even Democrats, but especially Republicans, have never gave a fuck about the poor.
See, there's a bunch of other people in the room that are saying us too. Summer said they voted for him. Mark Aaron said that he voted for him. So yeah, you're not the only one. Don't feel bad if you got suckered
don't
in.
feel bad. It's just
you got suckered in
people
by
like
the Trumpster.
Jimmy. We've been telling people since this was going on. Trump is fooling people. He's a fooler.
Yeah.
No, I just feel let down.
He's an actor just like everybody else, man. He's an actor.
Yeah.
He's just an actor. He's playing his fucking role.
Any normal parent, and in my case, a grandparent. I mean, of course, you're going to want to have hope that this train could have been turned around. I mean, everybody wants that for their children and grandchildren. So it's just like everybody feels let down.
Hey, not to change the subject, but I just want to change the subject for just a second. There was something brought up in the chat room just a minute ago. I remember either last week or the week before there was a breaking news thing that I read on here about somebody's kid getting kidnapped on Capitol Hill. Did that story ever?
Trey Gowdy.
Was it Gowdy's kid? Did it ever materialize into anything?
Trey Gowdy.
Yeah, but did his kid really get snatched? Was it just a bunch of hoax shit, or what? I mean, what happened? I never even heard that thing pan out.
Oh, I thought you had something new. I have not been able to find anything. I haven't had time to really look.
I haven't heard nothing on it. Nothing.
Yeah, there was just that one headline. That was all I saw, and I was kind of leery about saying anything about it too, because you don't vet shit out. So.
I would think if it were true, that one thing that they heard that you read to us, I would think that. That's all we're ever going to hear it, and that was by accident, and somebody overheard it, if it's true.
Yeah.
I just watched something on the House where they were complaining that they weren't making enough profit off of student loans that Trump is going to make sure they do because he's going to isolate it down to your pay scale and make sure they make a profit.
I saw that too, man. That's ridiculous.
Well, you can't claim them on any kind of bankruptcy. That's the one loan that you can never claim on a bankruptcy is a student loan.
Yep.
Wait a minute. What are they going to do?
They're going to start garnishing.
I have 3.
They're going to start garnishing people's wages according to what they make if you don't pay them back. Is that what you're telling me?
That's what he said, because what they were said, the program under Obama did not come out and show the profit that they claimed they were going to. Under Trump's new ruling on taxes and stuff, they will show it, and it will happen because they're going to proclaim it against what you make when you get out of school, and they're going to make sure they get their frickin' money.
Only about 20% of the people that graduate from any kind of certain business degree or whatever, only about 20% actually go into the field that they studied in college, So
unless it's medical.
Well, that's why they said if you work at McDonald's, they're going to take your McDonald's pay. They don't give a shit.
Yeah, there's guys out there. Man. That's just made me sick to my stomach.
There's guys and gals out there with medical degrees that are working at a fucking Starbucks right now. So.
Well, that's true, and there's also there's people out there that graduated from music colleges with bachelor's in music degrees, and they're working at restaurants serving alcoholic drinks now.
Yep,
it's very sad.
Yeah, hey man, that's the Obama economy.
Yeah, it's just they cut all the stuff, and now there's nowhere for the teachers for music to teach now. It's very disturbing.
Well, yet they got money for war coming up,
Oh, yeah, exactly.
This just came out just now. It says the USS Ronald Reagan, USS Carl Vinson, and USS Nimitz will reside within 300 kilometers of the Korean Peninsula, over 210 aircraft in total, not counting what's in Japan, South Korea, and Guam.
Yay!
300 kilometers.
I can't wait.
300 kilometers, that's 150 miles.
Yeah.
170 miles.
It's just like a big war game party for these people.
It's a big game of Stratego.
It's chess.
It's a big game. No, it's worse than chess, man. This is like Stratego. They're moving shit all over the fucking planet. Have you ever played Stratego, JR?
No.
No, it's an American game, I guess. I don't know. I probably had 5 of them up over my lifetime, because I'd always tear the board up or lose pieces or whatever and go out. Anyway, Google it, man.
Do you
Google
still
it and go
have
check it
that
out.
game?
I wish I still had all my board games. No, they got sold off at garage sales and stuff when I no longer fucked with them. I used to have a huge fucking LP collection too that I wish I never would have got rid of. I had a bunch of Hot Wheels and all kinds of Tonka trucks. Oh man, I look at what they go for on eBay now, and I'm like, you stupid ass. But if I kept all that shit, I'd need twice the house because I got shit falling out of my ears right now, man. and no place to put it. So, yeah. You live and you learn.
If I just say that with regards to what you're saying about everything is expected and it's going to plan and blah, 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 you're being controlled by the mainstream media, being controlled by this and that and blah, blah, blah. Expect the unexpected, because that's what they want you to think. They want you to control. They want you to think that you've been controlled by the, inevitable. But really, it's the unexpected that gets you, and you don't expect it because they don't want you to expect it. They want you to, follow their line.
Yeah.
If you can understand me.
Well, this just came out from Reuters just now. It says Jared Kushner sought back channel to arrange Russian loans in exchange for easing of sanctions. Just came out from Reuters just now.
And it's not Kushti in the old Trumpy area, is it?
Say that again. Read that headline again.
His right-hand man. It's his son-in-law. Kushner's closer to Trump than Pence and Bannon is.
Yeah, but didn't he have kind of ties to Russia or something that he didn't disclose to anybody? And he's like, well, no, everybody has to have back channels. That's just the way shit gets done. Whatever, dude. It's not the fucking mob, man. You're not a mob boss.
They're saying that, this is from Reuters just now, says Kushner sought back channels to arrange Russian loans in exchange for easing of sanctions.
Imagine that.
That's
because he owes the bankers $300 million for all the shitty apartments that he bought and 666 Park Avenue or whatever the fuck it is.
That's exactly right, Jimmy.
I know, that was weird.
$300+ million. He's up to his neck in debt. The guy's not a fucking. He's nobody's hero, man. He's up to his neck in debt, just like his fucking daddy-in-law.
Isn't that the weirdest thing, though? Why would he want that tower with the number?
Because they're a bunch of Satanists. Come on, get with the program, man. Connect the dots up. Come on.
I just can't believe they did that, though. How much did that building cost?
They rub it right in your fucking face, man. They don't care.
God, it's just unbelievable.
They don't care. Jeez. They rub it right in your face.
They do. They really do.
There was rumor that Trump's daughter and Putin's daughter were good pals, and somehow during college or something they hung out together.
Putin doesn't have a daughter.
They did.
Putin doesn't have a daughter, does he? He's never even been married.
Yeah, he's got a gorgeous
daughter. Yeah, he has a daughter. She's
really? I never even fucking seen her, man.
Yeah,
I've never seen a picture of
Putin's daughter, man. She's beautiful, man. I think she might even be some kind of model in Italy or somewhere like that, somewhere.
I had no idea. I didn't even think he'd ever been married.
What I saw was a gymnast. They must have two daughters.
No, his gymnast is his girlfriend. The gymnast is his girlfriend. He divorced his wife for this young lady.
Wow.
Oh, I thought the gymnast was his daughter.
Oh, that's his girlfriend.
I like him even more now, man. He's dating a gymnast. Straight.
I had no idea. I thought it was his daughter.
He divorced his wife for many, many years with his young 20-something.
Oh, how juicy.
Hey, man, the cat's worth...
his daughter's just strikingly beautiful, man.
The cat's worth, what, $4 billion or something? Trump's worth a shit ton of money.
Well,
or not Trump, Putin. Putin's worth a shit ton,
they said Putin could be one of the richest men in the world, actually. They said he's got all of his money. They said he could be worth up to $400 billion. He's got money scattered all around the world in different places.
I thought it was $4 billion.
I'm so sick of these thieves.
They said that he's got like yachts in other people's names, so they can't trace it back to him. And he's got all of his money scattered all around the world in different areas.
He's got money tied up in the Wolf Gang, which is like the Hells Angels over the Russian motorcycle.
Yep. The night. I think they're the Night Wolves.
I like Putin. I don't know why I do. I don't know why I do, but I've liked him ever since I've seen him come into power. Just the way he's got that swagger when he walks. He's small in stature, but he doesn't have little man syndrome. He's got this swagger.
Yeah, no, he doesn't.
Yeah, he's got this swagger when he walks. He knows he's full of power and he can do whatever he wants, but he does the right thing most of the time.
KGB, he's probably killed more people with his bare hands.
Yeah, so he got it out of his system before he got into power, right? I mean, he got all of his violence and shit out of his system already. So
the thing with Putin is he stands up for himself, he speaks sense, and he talks as though
he's a patriot. He's a patriot.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. He is, and he supports his country.
Yeah,
and from what I see of the guy,
and he speaks his mind, and he talks as though he supports his country. Okay.
Yeah. He's not a wishy-washy
exactly.
motherfucker. He doesn't let the big corporations run rampant all over his.
Exactly.
He doesn't let that happen.
Yeah, we need a president like that guy, someone that stands up for his country and doesn't let any.
I love the clip of him when he's talking to those big business people when he first came into power, and he's walking around the place, and he's like, "When I got here, you guys all started scattering like rats trying to get shit done. Why didn't you do all this stuff months and months ago? Why did you make me come here?"
Yeah.
And then he was going over the document, and that one guy didn't sign it, and he was like, "Come over here and sign it right now." And the guy's like, "Blah blah blah." He's like, "Come over here and sign it right now." And he gave him his pen, and that was a beautiful.
Yeah. Also, he has dry wit. I've studied enough of those videos with him specifically, where he does have dry wit, and sometimes he can just like crack up laughing, and that's actually pretty human.
And here's another thing: a couple times a year, Putin gets on a stage in front of all the Russian media and they just have a free for all for hours.
I know.
They can ask him anything they want to, and he fucking answers them. You will never ever see that shit out of our fucking government.
Yeah, he just comes. He doesn't care. He just comes right out and talks to him.
He don't care if they like the answer or not, man. He just tells them how it is.
Well, if you want some information, Angela Merkel and Vladimir Putin are close friends, and a fable or story that came from Angela Merkel was once upon a time when she went to visit Vladimir, her best buddy. She was sitting in his office, and Vladimir sent in a lot of dogs. She was frightened of shit of dogs. Okay, she has a phobia of dogs, and Vladimir sent her the dogs for a reason, to test her skill. Okay, to test how she would react with a bunch of dogs.
Yep.
And she said, it was one of the most frightening things of my life. Seeing a bunch of huge, I think it were, I don't know if they were wolfhounds or Dobermans or something like that.
Hey, just to cut in here for just a minute. There's a storm right on my doorstep, according to this radar. So if I go dark really quick, you guys will know why. This shit's getting ready to come down here. So I just want to give everybody a heads up. You'll probably start seeing lightning flashes over my shoulder before too long, because it's right on the other edge of Mountain Home right now. So it'll be here within minutes.
That's fine.
Sorry, I just had to throw that out there. Sorry, go ahead.
No. It's okay.
Did I break the train of thought?
I was just saying about Vladimir and blah, 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 blah. And, okay, he is great and that, but he is not, the angel that everybody...
I didn't say he was an angel. I just said I like the guy, the way he carries himself and shit when he's, I know. He doesn't take... And they're saying in the chat room that he's a puppet, and I agree. Putin is a puppet. He's playing his cards. But I think that his puppet strings are pretty frayed. I don't think that he'll ever bow to anybody like our president does. I don't think I've ever seen him bow to anybody. I don't think that'll come out of him. And he kind of swings his own dick, right? I mean, I'll bet he gets under their skin quite a bit, because he does his own thing in Russia. When it comes to Russia, he's not going to turn tail. He's not going to give up his country. So yeah, in the world stage, he's probably playing a game, but when it comes to Russia, that guy's solid. I'm pretty sure he's solid. Because his family heritage goes back a long way in Russian politics, So.
And in UK politics as well, because we've got close ties with Russia, hence all the oligarchs are in London, for God's sake.
Yep, I can see it on the horizon now. Starting to light up the cameras. Go ahead, come on. We got like 10 minutes left, 8 minutes left, so let's hustle. David, you got any last minute headlines that you want to throw out there, man? Anything we didn't touch?
I really don't have much more, just
all right.
Kind of watching what's going on with this North Korea stuff. There's reports that basically the Nimitz is going to replace the Vincent on theater, but they're going to be overlapping for like a month. So, we'll have 3 active carriers off the coast for at least a month minimum.
Wow.
But I really don't have much more, man. Just
right on. Vaughn?
Have you heard the reports that that chap who's what's his name? I've forgotten his name now. Oh, Bennett.
Take a deep breath, man.
Yeah, deep breath.
Vaughn?
I do that quite often.
Yeah.
it's coming out that the dude that did that attack over Manchester is saying right now, this just came out from Washington, says the FBI reportedly warned UK security in January that Salman Abedi, the Manchester terrorist, was planning an attack in Britain.
So I got to throw this out there. I got to throw this out there just because, man. I also saw another thing today that said that the fucking UK something or other, the Home Office or whatever the fuck you want to call it or whatever, said that there's 20,000+ active ISIS affiliated or terrorist affiliated people that are running around. If they know how many of them are there, why aren't they out picking them up?
Yeah, I saw that too. I wanted the same thing.
It's the bullshit is so fucking thick with this terrorism. It's keep you scared, man. It's to keep you scared.
Country.
God damn, man. You're going to start checking underneath your beds, and it's right just like after 9/11 over here, man. Everybody was scared to fucking death to go outside. It's ridiculous, man. It's fucking ridiculous. You saw the shit after the Boston bombing, too. After the Boston bombing, they just let the fucking police and military units run rampant over that city. They could go anywhere they fucking wanted to. They could go in anybody's goddamn house, and if you gave them any static, they threw your ass in prison, too, for nothing.
Jimmy.
For standing up for your rights.
They did it on purpose to the people to make them feel that way.
They throw you in prison for standing up for your rights.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy, listen.
So
the only thing that they can do to this country is bring us closer together. Okay? Closer together. Stronger and more united.
Yeah, please. You guys hate each other.
Well,
you guys hate each other in that fucking country, man. You're as bad as we are over here. You got people running through the streets screaming anti-Muslim shit, and then you got Muslims running through the streets screaming anti-white people shit.
That's because we live in a free society, Jimmy.
Oh, how free are you, man? How free are you? You free to go buy a gun and protect your family?
We'll go to North Korea.
I don't have to, dude. I don't have to.
I think it's all relative as to where you're brought up, as to how free you feel you are.
I don't have to go to North Korea. I'm under a prison regime right here.
True.
Well, it's your prison, and you're making it.
Well, no, actually, the New World Order's been planning this prison for all of us as a collective society of the world for decades, actually, if you want to get down to the bottom of it.
No. Anybody who says we're in a prison, it's their prison, and they're making it.
QE said
life is what you make it.
QE said don't forget about the Beltway sniper either.
As a global mass of humans.
Yeah, QE said don't forget about the Beltway sniper too. That had people shaking in their seats for a long time.
Yeah, I bet I remember all that. Excuse me, Sammy.
So
Sammy.
You do make your own reality, JR. I'm not going to disagree with you one bit, man. You make your own reality. But when you're limited by your government as to what reality you're legally allowed to make for yourself, then there becomes a rub. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like a prison.
Yes, I understand what you're saying, so yes.
So, you can live in your little bubble. One of these days it's going to pop, man, and reality's going to bitch slap you. I'm telling you right now, you are living in a bubble. I love you to death, brother, but you are living in a bubble. And one of these days when it pops, man,
I'm not living in a bubble.
It's going to slap the shit out of you. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
You ask. We will take a poll in the room. Who in the room thinks that JR is living in a bubble? We'll take a poll in the room. We have 3 minutes left, so that'll be plenty of time for everybody. If you think JR is living in a bubble, type 1.
Here, go down, Sammy.
So, we'll end the show.
I think JR is just living his heritage, because of the Queen and everything. But here's what I do got to say to you,
He's
JR.
just been programmed. He's been programmed to be a statist.
Right. With all the cameras you've got in England, you guys ought to be able to find all these Islamic terrorists and, like Jimmy said, have them arrested because you know where they're at. I mean, there should not. I don't even believe a fly can fly around without them not knowing what
They
color.
can't.
Yeah.
That's what I
And
thought.
that's the whole thing. It stinks. But there again, it's happened. That's what I'm saying.
Tim?
Yeah, not to
I
mention
can't-
the flies that are flying around are drones. On top of it, a lot of them are. They have.
I
those now.
know.
I got to tell you, Tim. If you think I'm living in my own world, there's 30 people that agree with my reality right now, with my view, my judgment of reality right now. There's 30 people that are listening to me, and they're here 2 times a week, except for after today. It'll only be 1 time for a while. But that, I mean, there's tens of thousands of people online that agree with pretty much everything that I say. So
And also
it's not just my reality, man. It's a reality that's coming around, and it's gonna fucking get all of us. It's gonna get
And
all
don't
of
forget, a reality can be changed by manipulation.
Yeah,
Well,
but
that's what they've done. That's why we have a.
It can happen in every scenario, like this one, or whatever scenario you put in to somebody's front. It can be manipulated, so you need to be careful.
Well, here's the thing.
Everything is manipulated.
You can
okay?
be
Here
manipulated
in
too.
America, we get up, we like to go and do our job, feel like we're free, and carry on. But back in the back of our mind, we know different. We know what's upon us, and we know what's facing our children. It's not about us. We can't walk ignorantly through this fucking world and not think about the children and grandchildren, because they're the ones that are going to take the fucking. Just like Mike and Mechanic said, keep your gun by the door, silent running.
Right.
That's what we're living. That's what
Sir?
we're living, JR.
So I agree with you, but there again, it's up to you to do that, and not a government. Okay?
We've got probably 20 to 30% of the fucking people in this country think they're either a Democrat or Republican, and they're total fuck ups.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that are running the fucking show. And if we stand up, they're going to mob us like the mobs in Chicago that shoot each other drive-bys. I'm serious.
No, they won't.
Oh, yes, they will.
They're more afraid of you than you are of them. So if you show unity, they will dissolve quicker than salt in the water. Listen, they are more afraid of you than you are of them.
Let me know how that works out for you, JR. Take that attitude and walk over into a Muslim section of your country and tell me how that works out for you.
I live in a Muslim section of my country, and believe me, I do quite well with my Muslim section of my country. Okay, sir?
Okay. With that, everybody, that's the end of the show. We're out of time, and the storm is right outside my house right now. You guys will probably see some
Probably a
flashes.
good time to get off then.
Yep. Everybody.
All right.
Thanks
Bye,
for listening,
everybody.
guys, and I apologize. I didn't mean to attack you guys, but it just pisses me off. And
Oh, no, you're all right, man. Don't apologize for nothing.
No, hey,
Don't
hey,
apologize for nothing,
why?
man. You got your own thoughts and stuff. You got your own thoughts. Don't apologize for anything. You believe whatever you want
Thank
to
you,
believe,
Vaughn.
man. Everybody's allowed to say whatever they want to say on my show. You know?
Yeah.
So, all right. With that being said, thanks everybody that's on the mic. Kim, Lance, David,
Bye.
Vaughn, JR,
Thank you.
Bye,
Lori.
everybody.
Lori, I hope you're still out there. I don't know if you're still on the call or not, but have a safe trip getting to the house. I think you should be there by now. But anyway, to everybody out there that's on the other side of the screen, all you guys.
Night, Dave.
All you guys.
Night, Vaughn.
Good night.
Love, peace, and cookies, everybody.